Oh wait, that's Ice.
Feel incredible!
It's not a cartoon. It's anime.
Oh my God, Ice, you're killing me.
Ice,
That's so funny.
Oh my God.
Well,
man.
Woo!
Welcome to another episode of AnimeSHUN.
This show didn't deserve that power up.
Not at all.
No.
Ice is so funny.
Am I funny?
Look, y'all, just so you know, before the show starts, two things. Number one, Ice was on time. Good shout out to Ice, everybody. Shout out to Ice. Claps for
He doesn't
Ice.
even want it.
Shout out to Ice.
I don't.
No, it was funny.
Keep the trophy.
I feel like y'all giving me participation trophies at this point.
I mean, you built up such a rapport. This is you. If you went late like 90% of the time before this,
90 is aggressive.
It's not aggressive.
No,
it's not aggressive.
Wait.
at all.
Let's ask the truth sayer, Rob.
85.
No, this is funny because before, like when we first started playing the song for the intro, I called Ice a bitch, and his laugh that he did afterwards, like me and Rob completely lost composure during the whole theme song playing. It was great. Good job, Ice.
I hope that makes it into the final mixdown.
Yeah, I hope you guys can actually hear it in the song. Like if you listen back to the song, I don't know, Cameron, does that make it into the song? Oh yeah, y'all listen back. Just play that. Start the episode again. And listen to the way you hear Ice laugh. My response. It's brilliant. Thank you, Ice.
Don't wait till the episode over. Finish the episode and then go back and listen to it again for the laugh.
Yeah, finish the episode because Brennan has a note saying that this is the lowest numbers of our podcast.
No, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that.
Go ahead.
Y'all hurting our pockets, even though we're not getting paid for this, but our future pockets.
Our future pockets, right. We got to get these numbers up so somebody hopefully will pay us to be here. But either way, this show has the lowest numbers of the last 3 shows that we've watched, which is really funny because this is the last show in the last 3 shows, the first show in the last 3 shows that we watched that y'all motherfuckers picked.
I feel like the Evangelion would be worse because I feel like I struggled through that one. Like,
but the thing is, we had more
popular.
But we had more to argue about on that show, and that show is brand new on Netflix.
We got
popular.
fucking. That's probably out of all the stuff that we've shows the most that we fought over.
Gangster.
Nah, gangster.
We fought over.
Well,
we didn't fight over that. We all pretty much agreed that was trash.
Yeah, like,
we fought over even.
We only really fought over the Angel in the last episode more than anything else.
No
way.
Y'all went at it so many times about the sexual
every
stuff
episode.
And then Rob was like, "I'm engaged, bitch."
All right, you win.
Y'all went at it everybody went at it on that show, I think, except me. I think everybody.
No, I think you and Ice went at it.
You and Ice went at it.
On that show?
Yeah, I think so.
That was
I'm trying to remember what it was.
That was that's when the Keenan and Ice beef like initiated.
That might have been over whether Shinji was a bitch or not.
I thought I agreed that he has bitch moments, but he's not a fool.
No, but that's what I said. You said he had bitch moments, but Ice was saying he's a through and through bitch, and you were like, no, Ice, he saved the world multiple times, and I was over here just like he's not a bitch. He,
you agree with my point.
Yeah, I was like, he has bitch tendencies.
Keenan was switching up. He didn't switched up on it. He switched up on
I've
Samurai.
never switched up.
On Samurai Shampoo, he's changing.
No, my thing is I look at things realistically. I can take out the hype of Samurai Champloo and be like, okay, I get it. And then I've started to watch other animes and realize what a shitty anime is.
Yeah.
So that's all I did.
But Samurai Shampoo is still trash.
No, it is not.
To say it's trash, and I don't think I ever even said it was
Ice?
trash.
You're Ice.
I think I always said it was overhyped.
Ice, literally everything is trash.
No, but wait till my top 5 drop.
Well, that's the thing.
Y'all gonna see.
He's gonna be like Naruto, Boruto, Naruto.
No, Boruto is garbage. Well,
oh wait, so it's not trash? It's garbage.
No, it's trash.
Same thing.
Boruto now, the newer episodes are getting a little bit better, but the problem with that show is they didn't follow the manga. Like they capitalized on the hype of Naruto Shippuden ending, and they just was like, we just gonna make some bullshit while the manga is trying to figure itself out.
And I get that being trash.
Yeah.
But I think Ice's scale he doesn't have a good scale.
No, it's like
My scale is
zero.
good.
It's like
not good. It's
0 through
terrible.
7 is classified as trash. 8 is okay.
Average
average
anime
9 is
for
good,
me
and the
is
10
like,
doesn't exist.
A good anime for me is like Megalobox is a good anime. Like, it's a good anime. Is it trash? Far from it. Is it the greatest thing I've ever seen? No. Samurai Shampoo is trash. Like, it's just not like you got, like I said, in 27 episodes is what we watched of that show. If you can give me 3 or 4, like same thing with Dragon Ball Z. Like I was saying that in the chat. It's like Dragon Ball Z in they give you those dope moments. They give you the father-son Kamehameha. They give you Frieza getting fucked up. They give you, the fusion and stuff. But like those are 4 or 5
Dragon Ball
moments.
Z is hard to.
He said 4 or 5. Let me tell you something, man. Nobody agrees with him. Like you watch his Hunter.
Yeah, no. You see how many downvotes his You see
yeah.
how many downvotes his Hunter x Hunter.
But then when I made valid points, everybody was just like, okay.
What
like,
valid points did you make?
About Patu and the King not being a good antagonist? Like,
I thought he was a great antagonist. I really enjoyed. And
he went out like a hoe. Like he went out like a hoe. No, give me one antagonist that went out like that. No, you can't. Because any dope
just
antagonist.
Because it's different doesn't mean it's bad.
No.
My thing is.
Rob's over here like
I haven't seen Hunter x Hunter. I have no opinion.
All I have to say about the antagonist part of that, of him being, because there's multiple antagonists in that show, but all I have to say about that particular arc, anyways, with him, is that I did want to see Gon and him go at it, especially in Gon's final form, and then him going at it. But it didn't happen. But I'm not like, this show is trash.
I never called it trash.
Or that it's overrated.
I just said it's top 5.
You know what's
and
funny?
I think
and then even the fight. And then, you know what's even funnier? The fight scene. He's saying how the fight scenes are like bad in the show. All the fight scenes that they were showing in the background of when he was talking in the background of the episode,
absolute fire,
were dope fight scenes.
Super dope.
Gon versus I forgot his name, the perverted dude. Forgot the clown.
The clown.
That fight scene was so fucking dope.
Hisoka
was so good. Killua versus the
Ant.
Ant.
That's what I just said. That's
Hisoka. Killua versus the Ant. That
even the dodgeball game was
dope
dope.
as hell.
And
the dodgeball was dope as hell.
But I've vouched to that. Like
right,
I've never said that stuff wasn't dope.
You did say that. You said Killua would never. So let me just finish this point. He said Killua would never had a dope moment in there.
I never said
in the second half of the show.
In the second half, he didn't.
Versus the Ant, he did.
What? That was the first half.
No. The Ant arc is the second half of the show.
The back half. No, I'm talking about when he first saw the Ant and he pulled dude hard out. And I said that when he cut the girl head, that was it. After that, it was it.
He fought a second Ant. He fought the big Ant when he was electricity. What are you talking about?
That shit was whack. Shit was whack.
Like I said, nobody agrees with it.
It looked dope. He looked cold as fuck.
Nobody agrees.
But that fight wasn't even a fight.
Nobody agrees with it.
And he got tired out.
Nobody agrees.
He got tired out. He
nobody
was like,
agrees. My favorite point of this, my favorite part of this entire discussion. The patience of Rob. Look at that.
Just looking right into camera.
The patience of Rob.
Anyways, nobody agrees with that.
But nobody has debunked it. So until
everybody sit there and say
until you give me
it's so funny because I was like, hey guys, transition. It's just like
until somebody gives me a dope antagonist that went out like that, then you're not gonna beat it.
So look, obviously, what I recommend for everybody is on our YouTube channel. There is a video on the AnimeSHUN Podcast YouTube. There is a video that we have our host here, Ice. He does a video that was pretty much trolling the show Hunter x Hunter and why it's not that great.
I never said that's.
You
the
said
thing,
it's overrated. You said it's overrated.
Yeah, and I think maybe if y'all didn't hype it up before I watched it, then I maybe would enjoy it more.
What I recommend,
y'all super hyped it up like it was like God's gift to anime, and it's like it's not. Like
so. What I recommend is if you haven't seen the show, obviously check it out. It's definitely worth watching. But if you have seen the show, go check out the YouTube channel. Check out Ice's comments, the points he made, and he's ready to throw hands in the comment section. Is that not right, Ice?
I'm always down.
I already seen the other points in there, why it's dope. But
my favorite thing would be if Rob had watched the show. We already know Rob is the captain of the counterpoints. Because somebody came
maybe someday. I don't know. I feel like this well is so tainted already. I'm not sure I want to take a drink out of that.
It's just a lot of work to put in. It's a long.
Rob, what was the thing that you responded to? Somebody said something about a show we watched.
Yeah, in the group chat, it was Demon Slayer. I
somebody had made a whole post about how Demon Slayer was like not a good anime.
I feel like they were trolling on that shit too.
I was like, I honestly, I still believe that's Ice's ghost account. Like
it's not.
Hilarious.
No, the Ice is like he's all about Demon Slayer now. Like not necessarily the show, but the manga.
The manga is dope. I fuck with the manga. Like
and that guy is still just like, oh man, if you think it's bad now, like wait till you see what happens in the manga. There's so many assholes. It's like,
but Ice keeps talking about like, no, y'all don't even know the manga. Like, wait till the show catches up. Y'all not ready.
Yeah, but that's me. You can't say that everything is trash because I initially didn't fuck with
You just have a really
high. Yeah, it's true.
And then I read it and I saw it. I'm like, okay, cool. This show like
it doesn't. Your barometer of trash is just like the majority is trash. Just know like that was cool. It's trash. That's fire. Trash.
But
that's what I'm saying. If you had more in betweens,
I wanted to argue with you, but I was like, that just sound like Ice. trash.
If there was more in between, it's like it's not that it's trash. It's like that's. I mean, it's not bad, but it's cool. But it's like everything you be like.
Wait, I have a question.
Trash.
So I have a question.
Trash.
Is this show trash?
Is this show?
Kuroko.
Of course, 100. No, it's actually average. It's actually like it's an average.
You see his knee-jerk reaction though.
Like
knee-jerk reaction.
Middle of the
That's what I'm
road.
saying. I think he jumps out of the trash to say something's trash. Like he jumps out the window.
Oscar the
sometimes.
Grouch in this hoe. But we have something to talk about that we can do briefly. Because I mean, the thing is, like, I could probably walk us through the episodes that we saw really fast. Rob's gonna be more detailed and like better than I will.
I mean, how much time we got left? I know Keenan's got this hard out. Well, we'll try to get through quickly.
For like 40 minutes.
40
Yeah.
minutes.
All right. So, like, this is Kuroko's basketball, 16 through 20. Siren playing in their first game of the championship league, right? So they got through their bracket. They got to the championship league. They're going up against Tuo Academy, which has got Aomine and a bunch of other guys that apparently are pretty good. They've been stepping up their recruiting game.
Good.
Yeah. So this is a matchup between what they say are two offensively
Individual versus team basketball.
Yeah, they're both offensive teams, but
The
one's
Spurs-
individual. And,
The
yeah.
Spurs versus the Warriors.
That's funny.
Yeah, true.
Yo,
actually.
right.
That's a good comparison.
Well, no, I wouldn't say it's the Warriors though, because the Warriors have like a bunch of like really good players that you have to guard all of them, whereas this team has one player that you can't.
No, these guys were all good.
They were, but it's like this feels for me. Honestly, it feels kind of like you remember when Allen Iverson took the
Sixers to the finals.
Sixers to the finals, but nobody could stop him, and the rest of his team was just like average NBA players, still NBA players, and Dikembe Mutombo. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like,
Eric Snow.
but if you guys remember, if you watch those highlights, that entire Lakers team, which is one of the greatest teams to ever play the game of basketball, offensively and defensively, could not stop this one guy, Allen Iverson, and he was doing stuff that made no sense.
Yeah.
Like he would run down the lane and then he's full speed forward, jump backwards, and and then left-handed shoot a shot on the right side of the basket and make it. You know, it's like that kind of
sounds
stuff.
like bullshit, but he really like.
But Allen Iverson really was doing that
Yeah.
shit.
I would give you that he's probably more of an Allen Iverson type player, but the team is still pretty good.
No, the team's good because they beat.
Because if you take Allen Iverson off that Sixers team, they're
not making
horrible.
the playoffs. They're not making the playoffs.
They're
You
not
take
they're
KD off of the Warriors, the old Warriors team.
They're still
They're
fine.
still
Wait, take who?
KD off of the old Warriors team.
Kevin Durant.
the championship
Yeah,
Warriors.
you
team.
don't know who Kevin Durant is right now?
Yeah.
But they won championships without Kevin Durant.
That's what he's saying.
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
He's saying
Oh, I
take
thought you were
this great
saying
player
that.
off.
I thought you were saying take him off. Then it's okay. I get it
No,
now.
no,
I apologize.
yeah.
I misinterpreted.
He's saying the team is still good.
Okay,
just like
good.
this team
Just
will
making
still
sure. I
be
was
good.
like, what are you
Yeah.
talking about? Okay, cool. We're good. We're good. My
So
bad.
yeah,
That's on me.
So the game is going on, and Kuroko's kind of like he's having flashbacks to his old team at Taiko because he's just like, oh, all these guys play individual basketball, and he's trying to go after a pass, and Kagami's just like, dude, like, wake the fuck up, like you are dragging us down, like you are not playing well right now. And but it turns out
been on some bullshit.
Yeah.
he definitely is for this game. And you've got Kisei and Midorima are up in the stands watching the game, and they're kind of just like, I mean, Aomine's not here yet, but this team they're skilled, and they've got Momoy on the bench, and she's apparently a scout with no equal. And
She's like an individual, like what do they call her? Like a data something.
Yeah,
Where
some kind of
she can
specialist.
break down everybody's
So
pros
she's
and
like
cons pretty much.
The better version of the coach on our
Yeah,
And then even that she can track your progression, what you're going to do.
Yeah.
What was crazy as hell.
Yeah, because the captain for Siren, he's like he realized he can't just be a catch and shoot guy. He works on his handles a little bit, and that was already in their scouting report. She's like, I know what this guy has to work on to level up his game, and she told her guys to look out for it, and they did. And like Siren's getting like nothing by these guys. They've got an answer for everything. Kagami tries his like self alley oop thing, and they block that out of there. They're just like, nah, we've seen all this.
I'd like to point out this show has opportunities to do really good things. And I feel like this is another missed shot. Because if this team wasn't as good as Siren's team without their star player, you know what I'm saying? Like, if they're better. They're beating them.
Mm-hmm.
They're beating them before the guy who's unstoppable shows up. Like, they never even have, like, a chance.
Yeah.
And so, for me, it would have been more interesting to see this game if Siren was winning, they show up and then like they could talk junk like, oh, you gonna take away this 20-point deficit?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't do that. Like, he showed up and he's like, why do I even have to play? You guys are winning.
Well, they were only up by like
10.
But they're still winning.
Yeah. I would say this. I think the missed opportunity came where they should have made what's the Aomine?
Aomine?
If he would have came in and actually fucked up the chemistry of his own team, and then they started losing or something like that, because he comes in there and, like you said, they didn't need him.
Nah.
Well, this dude. All right, so are we missing anything?
Yeah, I mean, we kind of jumped over some stuff, but all that to say, like, basically, they're just hanging in there and like kind of just starting to come back, and like And Kagami actually, he starts to tweak his leg a little bit. That was kind of the big thing that happens in between there. And like Rico takes him out, tapes up his leg. It's just like, I don't want to play an injured player, but like Aomine isn't here yet, and we're already losing, so we need you. You got to get out there. And that's just as he's about to go into the game. That's
some
when Aomine
selfish
shows
ass
up,
shit. Especially if you got a freshman. You got a freshman that's injured, and you gonna put him back in the game because you need to win.
I mean, you look at injuries at that point. You got to see how hurt he really is.
She taped him, bro. He's good.
And she taped him, and he probably was like, "I'm good to go." You know how we are when you're a freshman. You're in high school. You're like, "Bro, I can play hurt."
That's not a player's call.
That's what I'm saying. The coach is trash as fuck because you could have ruined his whole thinking bigger
rest
picture.
Of the season,
the rest of the season, the rest of his career.
Yeah,
you can do like RG3. Granted, this football, but like you hurt him, he's done. Like, and you put him back in the game, and you fuck yourself up.
I feel like surgery's good enough now. You can come back. If this is back in the early 2000s, then you get an ACL injury.
Either way,
you're out of there.
He has to go back in.
He has to go back in, and there's just I think like a minute left in the second quarter, something like that. And it's Aomine tried they go into ISO basically, and Aomine kind of like blows past Kagami.
I was so pissed off how they was talking about this fucking ISO shit.
Yeah,
like it's just so anime of the show.
Yeah, they made it seem like isolation is
like everybody's on one side of the court.
It's unbalanced.
Why is this?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, this is isolation. They did this on purpose. I'm like,
I think only reason I can accept that is because I feel like they tried to make this show for somebody who watches anime who doesn't watch basketball.
Absolutely,
I was just going to say that.
And that's a big thing of even when we started watching the show, I brought up like Japan doesn't really watch basketball that much. I don't think like Hachimura just getting drafted here in this NBA draft as a lottery pick. Like I think that's a big deal for Japan as a country, and I don't think a lot of people watch the sport over there.
I feel like. Well, at least China, anyways. I feel like it's huge over there.
It's huge
for sure. Yeah, because they had like Yao Ming already, but like there hasn't been, I don't think, like a big Japanese player in the league at this point.
No, there hasn't been.
I'm sick of the just a surprise 3-pointer.
Yeah,
how they sound?
Like 3-pointer. Like it's like,
and there's less of that now.
But you still get it. You still like he pulls up for like I think one time I can never remember his name. Amino?
Yeah, Aomine.
Aomine does like a fadeaway. And they're like, fadeaway? Fadeaway jump shot?
I was talking about it before the show. Like, I hate when he shot a jump shot and he's like, he's shooting and jumping at the same time.
Yeah.
What the fuck? It's a jump shot. It's in the name of the shit.
I would say this, watching this show, and I know we're jumping over all over the place, but it's because the show this makes us kind of do this. It's just we just want to get through it. This show is pretty much a bunch of close-ups and steals and slow motion like zoom-ins, like
I think the show is actually mostly dialogue. If you really think
I was
about
gonna say montage. There's a lot of montage.
It's not a montage,
but I'm saying it's a lot of that too. They always when somebody does something, they'll stop and I mean, it's dialogue also.
Well, I'm saying I've never seen so much goddamn dialogue on a basketball court in my life.
It's
so
not
much
real.
talking.
That's not a real thing.
Like they'll stop, stand next to each other, put a hand on the shoulder.
Yeah.
Like, this is the middle of the game, like talking like, okay, so what do you think we should do?
The dialogue is actually meant for how you guys said the show should have been. Like all the problems they had outside of basketball, and then basketball is part of the game. But if everything was like leading up to the game, then they played the game, and then they just played it. But then everything else outside of it would be all that dialogue. That would make more sense.
Yeah.
But only talking they want you to do on the court is like,
Trash talking.
Either a little bit of trash talking, but like, yo, tell your man who's like on your left, talk on defense. Like that's the main talking that you're doing. Yeah, switch, screen, all that stuff like
Pick
that.
Coming, left.
Yeah,
left.
all that other talking.
I want to talk about Michael Jordan, so please continue.
Yeah, so
I just want to get. I honestly just want to.
Allen Iverson, Michael Jordan.
I don't know. He's like a hybrid. But go ahead.
Well, just all that to say, during halftime, Siren is basically like, Kuroko, you're not going to play in the third quarter. We got to reserve you. And even though he really, really wants to stay in this game because he was just like, I said I would beat Aomine. I said I would do it. And Aomine he's not believing that shit. He's just like, all right, Kuroko, you can talk all that trash after the game if you win. So they come out of halftime, and Aomine, he's in full effect at this point. He's just doing whatever he wants. He's going at will. He's like, breaking out the and one mixtape stuff with the handles.
So,
classic skip to Malou type shit.
I will say
loved it.
Yeah, it was actually. I was gonna say he was gonna be like the Bone Collector more.
Bone Collector. I mean, I think I like kind of all those Bone Collector.
Yeah, Bone Collector.
Ray Frost and all those guys. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but I think that
hot
thing
sauce.
that I found really hot sauce, right?
Yep.
Hot sizzle changed the game.
Yeah.
So I think the best animation we've seen thus far in the show actually has been with him.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, when he goes around, whatever his name
Kagami.
is. Kagami.
Yeah.
It goes around. I always want to say Kagami because that's from whatever that stupid show, Inuyasha. But either way, Kagami, the way he goes around him and the things that this guy's doing, like some of the shots, I'm like, all right, cool. Even watching the show, I'm like, oh, he's behind the rim. You know, it's like he's behind the backboard. The ball's behind the backboard. What's he gonna do? And he just like
he's gonna make that shit.
He gently just finger rolls a hook shot under the backboard.
Which happens. You've seen it. But
I'm saying though, it's not a lot though. It's like in an NBA season, it might happen 3 times,
and the crowd goes nuts,
and the crowd loses their shit. But I'm saying he did it like it was a regular shot. It didn't even hit the rim.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
He out there playing.
My
horse.
thing is,
right?
And moments like that, that's why I think they dropped the ball too. As in like basketball, those are big moments in games.
Yeah. They are, but also like, where do you go from here? As like, and like when it comes to like basketball superpowers,
and they have 82 episodes.
Well, I think
83.
I don't know that they go anywhere from here. I think this is, if anything, like if you go look at the anime sort of like formula, this is the reveal of the big bad. This is the guy that they are gonna have to,
eventually beat at some point. But I'm saying, I feel like they just dropped the ball. He made Kagami fall. The crowd didn't go crazy.
Yeah,
that's in basketball. That's
one of the biggest things you can do besides hitting a game-winning shot right there.
Yeah.
That's your soul.
Like the crowd would lose it. The games would stop a lot of times.
You put him on his ass.
And you talk about momentum, like that's a big momentum
big
thing.
momentum.
That's like
momentum
almost
shit.
same level as a dunk, especially if they finish.
It depends on how it happened. Like the Allen Iverson, like when he did the Tyronn Lue, like that
was crazy.
One of the most memorable moments.
Or what he did
in
to Michael
basketball
Jordan
history.
too.
He did it to Michael Jordan too.
Yeah.
But
so these moments happen, and it's like there's no big moment. And then even when he shot a jumper and he was parallel, or was it? I'm sorry, horizontal to the ground.
Parallel to the ground.
Parallel to the ground. I'm sorry. Anyways, I don't know my numbers.
Numbers. Got it. Wow.
I'm just
Public school guys.
Oh yeah,
school.
my brother's gonna kill me for this because we just had a whole math discussion not so long ago. It's hilarious. I'm just joking.
Just
But
having
he's
discussions about math.
He's we did. He was parallel to the ground, and they were like, how he's parallel? Hits the jump shot, and he hits the jumper, and it's like, okay, that's fine, but
I've never seen anybody shoot parallel to the ground before.
Well,
like straight up and down.
I have
parallel is like his body is like this. Is
I have
ground,
before,
this is
but
his body.
I've seen it done a bunch of times in a sense of like
I haven't
falling to the ground, not
No,
like purposely.
I've seen some deep fadeaways, but not parallel to the ground, man.
I've seen cats like are falling and like literally they're like ass on the ground. It's like, oh, they just throw it up there and it goes in. I've seen that.
Yeah,
a
but
few times.
if your ass is on the ground, you're not parallel to the ground. What I'm saying is parallel is
like
it's like you're
in a
laying on a
coffin.
stretcher.
Yeah.
Exactly, laying on a stretcher.
He wasn't fully parallel either, but
But they said it though. That's what they said. Like he's parallel to the shooting, parallel to the ground.
But we saw the angle.
That's
all that matters.
You would have to like rainbow that shit. Like if you like that,
The amount of
like,
core strength you have to have, a freshman is not probably having that, bro.
I mean, this guy is literally dunking as a freshman, way above the rim.
I will say this. He did say something. Kagami's still dope, though, because Kagami took off from the free throw line as a freshman.
He did.
Yeah.
And he's just, I mean, even Aomine was just like, there's no way he's about to jump from the free throw line right now. I mean, he blocked that shit, but he was impressed.
Yeah, he was like, fam, like, all right.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Kagami had his moments. I mean, he still couldn't do shit. But, I mean, because finishing the third quarter, like, Siren's down 20. Kuroko, Aomine's talking shit to Kuroko, just like, what are you going to do with your team, man?
He's on the bench at this time, right?
Yeah,
he's on the bench.
Yeah, because, like, right at the beginning of the fourth quarter is when Kuroko comes back in.
Yeah.
I think I want to like it. I think I would like him. Aomine. I don't know why. I'm just like
You would.
Yeah.
I mean, you would.
if you're just listening to the podcast, this would be the moment you should watch the YouTube for the face that I just gave Rob.
I feel like Rob has a lot of Momo in him too. I could see Rob was sitting there like, yeah, I got the data down. It's not gonna be as good as
I could see
I
that.
think
Yeah.
it's good too that they giving the coach a rival because that's her rival.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's
that.
good that they're giving her that.
Yeah, because there was a whole thing of just like, oh yeah, like you don't know our freshmen though, which is why they rely on Kagami and Kuroko. I mean, besides other reasons in the first half, she's like they don't have as much on them, and he's like, you can't women's intuition that shit. Rico says so.
The best thing to me about this show, that I've watched, is literally Kuroko just being like, I'm not taking shit from nobody. Because I think Aomine was like, he said something like, he's gonna let your team get stomped out like this. Let me stomp a mud hole in y'all ass. And he was like, put me in, coach. And he was like, he got in there and was just like, yeah, you ain't about to just talk the shit at me. I'm not gonna do something
it's just
about
funny
it.
that put me in, coach, and he got in there and just took that ass.
Yeah, he did.
He did, because he breaks out that punch pass, all that stuff, and I mean, it's just like, you know who I am.
Right.
I know your game better than anybody else on the planet.
Yeah.
Right.
On the
do shit to me.
planet.
I can shoot all these passes.
Who's
Yeah.
caught
Bitch.
more passes from you?
Yeah.
You know.
I think my issue with this show is that out of these 24 episodes, Kuroko hasn't grown.
Yeah.
No.
By 24, you mean 20?
20.
20.
Well, we're at 120.
Yeah.
I'm assuming the last 5 are he's not going to grow either.
Yes,
Maybe
he
I'm
is.
wrong.
I think he might.
think he
but
will.
We'll get to that because
Okay,
this
yeah, he
game.
might. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's true.
Because basically they're trying to mount a small comeback. There's not a whole lot Kuroko can do, but Kagami starts playing some team ball, passing it out to the guy in the corner for the 3.
Yeah.
They got some stuff going on, but Kagami, his legs give out on him basically because he's been playing this whole game injured.
Yeah.
And I mean, when he comes out, the coach is immediately like, he's not just out for this game, like he's out for the rest of this tournament.
Yeah.
Like he's done.
Yeah.
Which
is exactly what you guys were saying. Like he could risk further injury by playing him like that. But despite that, Siren is like, all right, we're not going to give up on this, like, because if anything, Kuroko knows like Aomine has made a whole lot of people just fucking give up, and he's like, well, I'm not going to give him that satisfaction.
Yeah.
So at least they play to the end, but they still lose by 60. And I wrote here in my notes, Jesus fucking Christ.
yeah.
Like,
Yo, that box is getting smaller and smaller and smaller was cracking me. I ain't gonna lie, I was cracking up.
yeah, losing montage is what I wrote here.
Yeah, and it was like, I feel like I wasn't shocked though. I wasn't like, I know it was technically something different. It went a different route.
Yeah.
Like, they actually lost, but I was just
it's like this is the especially when it's like this is the basketball in which I play.
Yeah,
so it's like
I didn't care that they lost. Like I didn't. That's like I think Brandon said before. The stakes here just like so.
Yeah, and that is my big issue with the show. And I was thinking about that earlier. Like,
You're
I think
freshman.
it's a disservice to the show to make the school new. Like, if anything, if they were an old school and like they needed this to get funding to keep the school open or something.
Yes,
It's
playing
kind
for something.
Kind of like we were talking about with Goblin Slayer, like something that just like kind of drives the team forward. And like, yeah, Kuroko has this axe to grind with like Aomine and like some of his other teammates, but like, what does that mean for the team as a whole? You know what I mean?
Right.
It's just there's not a whole lot that's motivating me to root for these guys other than the show wants me to.
And the fact that they're freshmen, I don't give a fuck. Like as a freshman, like we always looked at it like, all right, they lose, who cares? They have the next 3 years after this to win at least 2 state championships or whatever it is.
There was one thing about the show that surprised me today, though.
What?
Oh, because I say today because I was watching it today.
of course.
Yeah, because I procrastinated the shit out of watching this.
You put that off.
I get it.
Yeah, I didn't want to see this. What surprised me is they lose the game against Aomine or whatever his name is, and he's incredible. And that's not the end of the tournament for them. They still have to play these 2 other games because they still can make it in.
Yeah, it's like a round robin.
It's a round robin.
Yeah.
And
well, before we get to that, something that I thought was kind of interesting is after the game, obviously Siren's like super depressed, but in the 2-0 locker room, like one of Aomine's teammates is talking shit
about Kuroko.
Like, he's like, man, that Kuroko guy isn't shit. Like he was weak. Like he was worse. He was like the worst player on the court at the end of the game.
Yeah.
And Aomine like puts that dude up against the wall. Is like, we watch your fucking mouth.
Yeah.
Like, and I thought that was pretty interesting.
I thought that was interesting.
Yeah,
I get that.
cool.
I like how
that.
they all kind of like, they all have that respect for each other still.
Yeah.
Although that Generation 5 or
I'm saying if you win a bunch of championships on the same team as somebody that's valued, like a contributing member of the team, you don't talk shit about them.
Yeah.
So, like, this dude is a champion. Like, like, don't talk.
Shit you
Are
would
you
never
a champion?
Yeah.
Like, if I wasn't here, would you be a champ? You know what I'm saying? But
I feel like that's kind of like us, really. Like, we give each other shit, but like if I ever heard somebody say something about y'all, I'd be like, yo, outside of like us. Like,
No, I was just I feel that like if somebody said some like real
like
shit,
some real shit. Like,
some real shit. They're giving me shit about my taste in anime. I'm sure. I feel like you're throwing gasoline. Yeah, you're throwing gasoline on the fire. Like, Brennan is a bitch.
Like real shit though. Like if they like, I'm like, all right, you.
Yeah.
So the thing that surprised me about this show though that I will say is that I didn't expect there to be a losing montage.
I mean,
they lost.
Hilarious.
Yeah, it's just like they were like, all right, well, we lost this game. Well, she's coach like, we still got 2 games left to go. It's just like, and then it just went into a montage that started at full screen and then it just got smaller and smaller and smaller, and they just lost both games in a row by like 1 point. Each game they lost by like 1 point.
Well, the first one they lost by 1 point. The second one was a blowout, and I think that one was against one of the other kings of Tokyo.
They got destroyed.
Yeah, they got destroyed in that one, and Kuroko played like shit. Like without Kagami, like Kagami didn't play those 2 games, but you couldn't even make his other teammates better. He had turnovers and all this other kind of stuff they showed in the montage. He just hasn't been playing well. And Kisei and Midorima kind of clocked that at the end of the game. They're like, it's going to take a lot for Kuroko to come back from this. Like this was a big loss for him because it kind of was just a loss for. It was a loss for his like entire like his entire theory of how to play basketball.
Yeah.
You know, it was like they got beat by an individual team.
Yeah.
You know, and that's a big reason why
stomped out.
He left Tycho, or
Yeah.
he had an issue with those players.
I think
he psyched
if they lose
himself out of the game.
Yeah, I think if they lose that game close, he's not as mad. But the fact that they got blown out by like 60, like he said, he's kind of like, bro, team effort was nothing here.
Yeah.
It couldn't even almost stop these guys.
And Kagami even tells him, like, on his way out of the locker room after that first loss, he's just like, maybe this is it. Maybe
Yeah.
we've reached our limit. I don't know.
The fact that he said it after one fucking game.
Yeah.
It's like,
You're a drama.
bruh,
You're a drama.
Yeah, you're a fucking drama queen, bro. It's,
Yeah.
Y'all literally is beating cats. You took an L. That's what happens in sports. You ain't gonna go undefeated, bro.
No.
Yeah.
It's just not gonna happen.
On the high school level, especially.
Yeah, like if you're playing at these top like nationwide best schools, you're not going undefeated. If you're playing in your city, possibly, but yeah.
Even the gaudy teams that are monsters, they still have losses.
Yeah.
Like they still take L's.
So,
Yeah, but on their way out of their last loss, Rico's texting with this guy who's got a Siren. He's got a Siren jersey on his bed, and she's telling him like, "Hey, this isn't over. We got the Winter Cup coming up, and we meet that player soon after at one of the practices. Kagami isn't coming. He's on 2 weeks rest, and they told him to show up to practice, but he's not coming.
Fuck that, Allen
Which
Iverson.
and everybody's mad at him. Yeah, right.
practice.
Everybody's mad at him, but like nobody's mad at this other dude that was apparently the star of their team
Last year.
last year.
I think
the
it's
year
just
before
really
that.
how fucking convenient
Right, that they just had this dude waiting in the wings.
that nobody mentions before.
And nobody
No.
says anything about, and
Yeah.
he doesn't like they don't give him shit. Like
When this
Yeah.
popped up, I was
What about eligibility rules, guys?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
When this shit popped up, I was highly upset 'cause I was like, this is a scapegoat.
yeah,
Yeah.
This is like, oh, we might have forgot some shit. I don't know if it was in a manga or whatever, but still, it was like, bro, like he's been in a hospital this whole time, like or wherever he was.
And nobody's just like, oh man, I can't wait till like Taipei comes
Yeah,
back.
something
When
Like,
Yeah.
you
we're
have
gonna
an
be-
injured player, that's what normally happens.
Yeah,
and he's
like,
a good
yo,
player.
When we get him,
Yeah,
He's
we
the
got
best
Kagami
player.
and him. Oh, it's
Exactly.
about to be lit.
Because he even says when he comes back, like, oh, I'm putting my undefeated record on the line. So like when he was playing, they didn't lose.
Yeah.
They didn't
yeah,
lose.
I mean, for me, it seems like this is gonna end up being like Lob City. Like it's gonna
Yeah.
be Chris Paul, DeAndre Jordan,
they didn't
Blake
win
Griffin.
anything.
Yeah, I see that.
I could definitely see that because this guy, he was.
It's fun to watch though.
It was fun
Yeah.
to watch. They didn't win a goddamn thing.
Nope.
True.
But he comes in. He was their former center. In years previous, but it seems like he had an injury. He had to sit out for. He had to get some surgery, and he was in the hospital
What kind
for a
of
while.
surgery is that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Fuck.
Maybe he had like an ACL injury
you
or
should
something.
do
That's
it.
not
Yeah.
a year-long surgery.
Well,
though.
I mean, clearly this shows on some weak
Achilles.
shit. Who knows?
Achilles.
Clearly, this dude was laid up in a hospital
Yeah,
like that whole time.
And it depends on you as a person. Like sometimes it can take you a year,
And
even if it's
especially if your
that
mental
ACL.
not right.
Yeah, you look at it took Derrick Rose a while to fully get.
Oh,
Like this guy
Derrick
hasn't even
Rose.
been in school. You know
Every
what I
time
mean?
somebody says Derrick Rose, my heart just sinks. I'm just
Yeah.
like,
I mean, but he been balling.
I mean, he's
coming
been balling,
back.
but never like he used to.
This last Timberwolves season,
He dropped a hot 50 on
Yeah.
somebody.
Yeah, he did one time, but his average for the season was like 12.
he still went hard though. I mean, I'm just glad. To
I'm
see
proud
him
to
back.
see him do that. All
Yeah.
I'm saying is like what he used to play like
I mean, he's
compared to how he
MVP.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Kuroko is actually he's in the gym after practice one night, practicing his shot, and he runs into Taipei, and Taipei basically tells him like, "Hey man, like you're limiting yourself. Like honestly." He kind of clocks this, like he sees that both Kagami and Kuroko are upset, but he seems to think like it's Kuroko that's taking this the hardest.
Yeah.
Kagami's going to bounce back from this, and that seems to be the case. Like in the next practice where they all show up, Taipei kind of sizes up Kagami, and he's just like, "Hey man, like I understand, like you're center right now, I'm center. Like let's play 1-on-1 for the starting spot." And
Oh, shit.
Kagami beats him, but as he's walking out of there, everybody kind of clocks like Taipei's been wearing like loafers this whole time. He's wearing like some slip-ons.
Oh, different than wearing dress pants this whole time when y'all
Right.
wearing dress pants and slacks
Yeah, slacks.
and button-up T-shirts in basketball.
What's the dude that
man.
from Baki that was just fucking fighting in loafers and shit?
Oh yeah, what the hell was his name?
Was it the buff dude with the tattoo on his back?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was because he got beat with the loafers.
I forgot his
Yeah.
name.
I
yeah.
can't believe
He's
because
a
he was one of
beast.
my favorite side
Yeah,
characters,
yeah.
but I forgot his name.
He was so dope.
He was really
dope.
cool. But so Kagami wins that game and gets the starting spot, and everybody's kind of just like, think you let him win that game.
Yeah.
He's like, maybe I did. But like it seems like this guy is a little bit weird, a little bit off. Like the
Yeah,
captain
they
was
say he's
saying.
always up to something or something.
Yeah, like he even shows up to practice in his jersey, and everybody's like, "What the hell you got your jersey on for? Like, what are you doing?" He's like, "Oh, I'm just excited." But they got another practice game, and it's just like they end up putting out all the freshmen. And it's just Taipei wants to like watch all these the freshmen play, see what they can do. And even though Kuroko's still not playing well, it seems like they end up pulling off the win. They get the W, and he plays a full 40 minutes, I guess. Like no substitutions in that one. But we're starting to see that this team could possibly bounce back from that loss and get geared up for this Winter Cup that's coming up. But all that to say, later on, Taipei's at a restaurant hanging out at the usual burger spot with Rico, and he's saying it's not Kagami that needs to change, it's Kuroko, and because his strength is totally determined by the people that surround him, and if he wants the team to get better, he needs to become better. Is really what it is, and Kuroko's starting to kind of realize that himself.
I thought when he went to the gym with like the team captain, I thought he was gonna like teach me how to shoot, or something.
Yeah,
like learn something. Kuroko.
I thought so too.
Yeah,
Go ahead. I'm gonna say just the fact that he doesn't he didn't understand that from the beginning. Like, all right, he knew he didn't have a jumper since middle school.
Yeah,
he knew that.
Yeah.
But why not? If he can pass the ball that accurately, why can't he put the ball in the rim? That he, what I'm saying? Like I think
that's Rajon Rondo.
Yeah, but let's just say that it's Rajon Rondo. Like, yep. And it's like
Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd couldn't shoot, but then he ended up being able to shoot.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying for him. I think Rondo his jumper's a lot better now. But
you can learn to shoot like that
at a certain
unless
point
you're Shaq.
On the scouting report. Even getting this kid to be like, all right, he can't shoot for shit, so we need you in the gym. And like, what got to do with the glasses man that can shoot? Yeah. I'm putting him in the gym with him. Like, y'all work on this together. Like,
that form right,
get
that elbow.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because he's gonna be unstoppable if he can pass like that and he can shoot. Now you can't. How do you guard him? He can shoot and he can go by you and drop
That's
the
the
dime
same
on
thing
you.
like they talking about right now for Ben Simmons. Of like if Ben Simmons or Giannis
Apparently-
get a shot.
Apparently, Ben Simmons has a jumper now.
Yeah,
I mean,
Ben Simmons apparently has a jumper now.
Of course, it's practice time.
Yeah, but I'm
we'll see
saying
in the
like
game.
he hit 3 half-court shots in a row.
but you're not pulling up half-court shots.
I mean, Steph
It's
Curry,
all.
dude.
I mean, it's all. Everybody always says the whole Hoodie Melo thing. Hoodie Melo
Yeah.
looked like a fucking MVP, and then they. I mean, I think that was part of it. They didn't give him the shine. They didn't let him do what he wanted to do.
He actually wasn't that bad on the Rockets. I don't know if you guys went back and watched.
Who wasn't bad on the Rockets?
Melo.
He wasn't that bad. He wasn't like don't play basketball ever again bad.
Yeah, he wasn't cut bad. I think what somebody said, I forgot who it was. They said, I know this is off tangent, but like they said it's a numbers thing. Like the way these data guys analyze basketball is every 10 games. So if they gave him like a 10-game trial run, it was like he didn't work for the 10 games. He's not going to work for the next 20 games. That's what they say how the data guys look at basketball.
Yeah.
So that's why he was cut, which is some bullshit to me.
Yeah.
Skill wise.
Either way.
But anyway, I thought that was what was going to happen when Kuroko shows up in the gym with the captain. I thought he was going to say like, "Hey, like help me learn how to shoot better." But no, he's just like, "Hey, captain, I want you to take my starting spot away and give it to somebody else." And the captain's like, "No, you're fucking starting.
Right.
Like, don't be a baby about this. Like,
Quit being a little bitch. Go figure your life. Go figure your shit out.
One L.
yeah,
These motherfuckers
Technically
are,
3 L's.
Well, yeah, I'm saying
Yeah, I
you're
guess
right.
that's true.
3 L's. But still, like
Yeah.
y'all still
Well, I'm
are.
saying they haven't ever lost together, and then they lost 3 times in a row. I feel like I'd be a little hurt too.
Ah.
I don't know if
like-
I'd be like take my starting
With them
spot
being
away.
bike
hurt,
to
but-
bike to
I'm not-
bike like that.
Yeah, I'm not benching myself over there. I'm
not
starting.
involuntary benching yourself.
Yeah.
yeah. But like, yeah, pick something in your game to work on. Like, work on your jumper, and that's what the captain tells him. He's just like, listen. Look at Taipei. Like when he started the team, he was our tallest guy, so we had to play him at center. But naturally, he's more of a point guard position. But he found a way throughout the season to work that game together, and they had like an inside-outside game going on. He's just like, you got to work on another element of your game. You got to do something. You got to improve yourself.
Pau Gasol's a really good passer.
He's saying like he's a point center pretty much.
Yeah, like Pau Gasol was like a really good passer. You give him the ball, and like he'll get the ball where it's supposed to be. That's like the greatest. That's what he was best at, in my opinion. It's like if you look at the way he plays, like he wasn't a dominant center. Like he was a finesse player, but like his passing, him and like Tim Duncan, like their passing.
I give you Tim Duncan. I don't know.
I feel like there's
I
another player out there that's better.
Yeah,
that we
I
can
can't give
use
you
than Pau
Gasol.
Gasol,
I
yeah.
give you Duncan. I ain't giving you Gasol.
You don't think Gasol was a good passer?
I mean,
He's a good passer, but I wouldn't compare what this guy's skill set is.
Who else? Give me somebody besides Duncan.
I'm drawing a
Olajuwon
blank,
was really
but
good.
yeah.
Hakeem Olajuwon?
Passing? Amazing.
I always
What
thought
the
he
fuck
was.
you think Kenny the Jet Smith, he made him?
I mean, low key, Arvinas Sabonis, nigga. Arvinas Sabonis, back in the day, he was considered one of the greatest passing centers ever.
Yeah, facts.
All right, we'll go with that.
Well, and the other revelation that Kuroko gets in the gym with the captain is the captain is like, I know you and Kagami haven't been talking recently, but he came up to me and he's just like, I need you to help me get some space from Kuroko because I think we both need to work on our games individually. So when we come back together, we can be stronger together.
Yeah.
And Kuroko thought like, I don't know, they just had like some issues or some shit like that. He thought like maybe Kagami was turning his back on him and going more that like Generation of Miracles route where he's just like, I'm just going to work on me. But he's like, I am working on me, but so that can be better as a teammate, you know? So at this moment, I was just like, Kuroko's running across the city to go talk with Kagami, and I'm just like, oh, they're going to like kiss and make up and all that shit. And like, they do have this heart-to-heart moment where they're just like, no, Kuroko kind of says, you know, hey, like truth be told, like I was using you a little bit, like because I had revenge on my mind against these Generation of Miracle guys. Like I wanted to show them that, but he's just like, you know, I wanted to show them that there was value to playing as a team together. And he's like, we were able to do that for some people, but you know, some people are just really strong, and you know, we do need to kind of like work individually. He's like, it's not that I want to make you the best anymore. I want to be the best so that we as a team can work together. That's exactly what I was thinking.
No one ever was.
You see that he finally won? Well, I don't know. Did we talk about that he finally won?
No, yeah, he finally won a tournament like 20 years later as still a 10-year-old. He finally won
Somebody was telling me like a story about him. I know we short for time, but like somebody's telling me like he's never aged because he's been in a coma this whole time and all this shit he's been imagining.
Yeah, I can see
coma.
That. That's dark.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, he did have some like that's his first championship win, but he had some pretty good finishes. You know,
he did.
A lot of second place.
He's a winner. Like to me.
Yeah.
You mean so 10 years of not winning is a winner?
He got badges.
He's got a lot of badges.
But I was like, he never won the real tournament though. That's like saying like, yeah, they made the playoffs or you know,
are you
they
a
won
winner?
a regular.
Are you
they
a
got
winner
they won the
tennis. Have you never won Wimbledon?
If you never won any of the majors,
Yeah, hell yeah.
If you've never won any of the majors, are you like a great player?
Of course, 100%.
I disagree. I disagree. The
You-
whole
maybe
point
there-
is
If
you-
you've been doing it for 10, 20 years, you never won. I can't say you're one of the greatest. I can't.
Malone is not one of the greatest.
I mean, I think
Charles Barkley's not one of the greatest.
No.
I think Charles Barkley is one of the greatest because him being a 6'4" power forward.
But
That's why.
He's 6'4"?
whatever the case
6'4".
is, he's still the
6'4" power forward.
greatest.
No, he's not the greatest.
Now the whole point
Not
of
the great, but the
whole point of the game
you
is to win a
have him in the
championship.
conversation of being the greatest. And he
I
hasn't had a
think
championship.
he's great because, like I said, what he is, he's a 6'4" power forward.
No matter what your reasoning is, he still doesn't have a ring, so he's still great.
Would I consider him greater than some of the ones that have a ring? No.
Like who?
So
Rasheed Wallace.
But no, that pretty much wraps up the stretch to episode 20. And this is why I say, like, I do think maybe you could see Kuroko possibly changing over these next couple episodes because he has to.
I mean, the episode really ends with like showing that they're gonna grow. Like that's where we get to.
He can't stay the pass first point guard,
Yeah.
you know, that he is, or the pass only point guard.
So-
He can pass first, but he better have something else to go to. He's got pass only right now.
So
I have a couple interesting things to talk about.
we got to eventually step out. Go ahead.
I mean, we don't have to.
We don't have to.
That's fine.
Oh, okay. Whatever.
Well, I was gonna say like, what notes would you give the show to make it better?
Everything we said already. Everything.
Cameron made a really good point actually earlier. He said that when he's listening to us, because obviously he listens to everything, he's looking at me now like, why are you talking about
our
this?
show or the show?
This particular show, Kuroko.
Oh, you got to be more specific.
Yeah, so I'm saying, what would you do to make this show better, Kuroko? And Cameron said something that I thought was pretty dope. He was just like, listening to you guys talk about the show and like the progression of it and how the story moves forward. He's like, one thing that doesn't seem to happen at all is you guys don't get to know any of the players really.
Mm-hmm.
Like you don't get to know their families, you don't get their history, you don't get to know their real personality outside of what they are like on a basketball court.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's just not 90. Most of the shows on the basketball court or in the practice gym.
Yeah.
Or restaurants afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that's in hearing that I was like, that's a really good point, because if you look at all the other anime that we really like, is that the different settings show you have to be in these different settings to be able to show different parts of your personality and different ways that you grow, because just because you want to be a better basketball player, you know, like for example, one of the best ways that I learned how to be a better point guard is I had to learn how to eat and brush my teeth with my left hand. That made me ambidextrous, you know, and like learning to do stuff like that. But, you know, like my family hated me for it because I would be an idiot and spill things all the time when I was eating, you know, or I would make the bathroom more dirty because I refused to clean after myself when I was younger because, you know, like I would get toothpaste everywhere when I was brushing my teeth. So it became an issue with me and my family that I had to deal with because I was trying to be better at basketball. Now, that's a very like minor thing, but that kind of stuff could be something that could make you care more about the player. Because when they lost, like you guys said, they lost the game. We didn't care. There was no stakes. The school, we don't know shit about this school outside of they're new. We don't know shit about the coach and her backstory besides her dad was just a trainer who literally was in one scene just to be behind her like, keep it up, get some sleep. And all the rest of the families is just like, what families? Like what siblings?
Yeah. We don't ever go back to the families. We don't know their struggles. We don't know the players' struggles. And that's why I think those things are good things. I think having more backstory, I think I'd rather see this show, if anything, be just more anime in the sense of like to where it is more power wise. Like it's like Megalobox had the the little machines that make it different in boxing. I think this show, since they already dropped the ball on it and making it regular basketball, they should just make this outrageous fucking basketball where there's like different type of stakes and different type of moves and like actual power ups and stuff like that.
And that's something I really appreciate about Mob Psycho is like even the vice president or whoever it was had all that fucking trash at his house. Like that shit was funny. Like he's an auxiliary character, but you like, damn, what the fuck he got all this garbage in his fucking room?
Yeah,
like
you get to know him, you care about him.
Yeah. None of these guys. I don't know why they're this way.
There's just not a lot of personal stakes. It's other than Kuroko, who's trying to beat his old teammates. Like, there's not really a reason for any of these other players for us to care about them. Like, other than they just want to win. It's like, well, of course they do. They're on a basketball team.
That's what you're supposed to do. But other than that, it's just like, I think like what you said earlier, Rob, would be a really good point. Is like if their school needed funding or somebody's family member was dying or. You know what I'm saying? Like, if there was just some kind of thing that you could just say, well, we need them to win for this.
The only thing that is, like, kind of the motivator for them to win is, like, so they don't go up and, like, tell who their crush is naked on the fucking school roof in the middle of winter.
And we don't care.
I don't care.
Because the crushes aren't even in the show.
No.
They didn't make it a personal thing. They didn't make that personal. I don't know. I know I got to get ready to go, so I got to get my rating and stuff like that. My rating for this is, I think I've been keeping it steady at a 4,500. I think I went 4,300 last time.
Got that, Cam?
I think it's going to be same thing, 4,300, 4,200. I did have a quick question for y'all. How would y'all stop Amino, whatever his name is? How would y'all stop him?
That's a good question. I think I would do 1-3-1 zone. So I would force him to be an outside shooter. I would pack the paint, and I'd force him to beat me from the outside. Like I'll give him LeBron James treatment. Like when LeBron was young in the league, when he got in the paint, he had full head steam. There's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah,
so defenses started to like crowd the paint when he was younger and try to force him to shoot. Now he can shoot, and I was like, oh shit, what do you do?
Yeah.
But when like this guy, he didn't really show off his ability to shoot. That wasn't close to the rim. Everything he really did was close to the rim.
I'd agree with that.
Yeah. So like I would say as a coach, the thing that I would really go with is like a 1-3-1. If you don't know what that is, 1-3-1 defense is that you have one person up top on the key.
1-3-1.
Yeah, I know, right? That's how they'd say it in anime. One person up top on the key that's like guarding the entire top of the court, running back and forth, and you have three players in the center of the court, and then you have one player that plays along the baseline. And the idea is that you use that kind of defense really against teams that aren't strong shooting teams, that are like really slasher teams, and it really forces them to start shooting. So that's the best strategy I could really come up with, is like, because he's going to get around everybody, but if he has a wall of three players, which he did get by before, but if a wall of three players and then one person still behind there that he has to get through every single time he wants to drive, it could
behind the back shot up and made it.
Yeah, I mean that's you asked what we would do. You didn't ask if I thought it would work.
No. Just go ahead. Go ahead, Ice.
I'm pressing out the gate, and I'm putting the trap. I'm trying to trap him, and enforce. Granted, the other teammates are good, but if you got somebody like Kuroko who doesn't have a presence, you can just trap him off the gate, force him to pass, and then Kuroko can, try to get a steal. That would be all my money.
Rob.
Yeah, I was thinking something similar to Ice, maybe try to trap in a press or something like that, but it's going to be hard because he's so fast. He's blowing by everybody. Like, even during the show when they had people, like, squaring up to defend him, he's like, they're not moving, and he's just moving around them. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's tough. I would try to force him to play, the mid-arena game. Like, I don't know, make him pull up from half court. Can he do that shit too? I don't know.
I would use all my bench players that are not worthy, just be physical. Like, every time he doesn't have the ball, hit him.
Yeah.
Like, hit him in the chest, hit him in the stomach.
He's too big. Like, the thing is, like,
it doesn't matter how big he is. At a certain point, it's like
I hate you.
It's like boxing. It's like at a certain point in time, body shots wear you down, regardless. Yeah. So it's like if players are just in his chest when he doesn't have the ball, just hitting him, and the refs are not seeing it, it's dirty play.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you dirty as fuck.
For this
Bruce
particular,
Bowen,
I mean, it is that's how a lot of people dealt with Jordan. They just got physical with him.
Yeah, a lot of times you
They
have
still got nowhere.
a lot of
with it.
players.
No, but I mean,
Yeah.
I mean,
What are you gonna
Pistons
do?
were successful.
Yeah.
The Pistons beat his ass.
So that's what I'm saying. I think you get physical with this guy when he doesn't have the ball. So now when he starts shooting, his legs are not as strong, his core is not as strong, all those things are not as strong, and he's going to probably miss more shots than he makes at that point. And he might try to overdo it since he's an individual player and start taking bad shots. Like you said, I'm not saying it's going to work. Because this motherfucker is clearly not. He's better than Allen Iverson, bro. This is something we've never seen before.
Yeah.
But
It doesn't make sense, man. Like how quick he is, like his
I gotta
ability
check,
to finish.
no.
All right.
I will. Yeah, thank you guys. I appreciate you guys so much. They're
Hey,
gonna
we'll
probably finish
wrap it up because I have
they'll
one
wrap
other
it
thing I
up,
want to talk about. Yeah,
they're gonna wrap it up for you guys. So yeah, that's my rating 43, 4,200. I will catch you guys next week. Y'all 0-2 crowd. Y'all 0-2 like a motherfucker out here, man.
Yeah,
you
that's
don't know
real.
these 5.
Ken, we'll call that
last 5
a
episodes.
4250.
Right.
Call that a 4250.
4250.
They come back from 5 episodes. Nah.
Greatest comeback in
Bye, Keenan.
audience
Yeah, right.
history.
Could be.
Go ahead and talk y'all shit.
No, I said the only other thing I'll say is that one of the fans recommended that I watch Overlord, and I started it. And
Was it good?
I'm like 5-6 episodes in, and like Ice was saying, is that he feels like this would be an anime that like Rob would write or like create if he's going to create an anime. And
Yeah.
I think the premise of this, like the first 2 episodes were really tough for me.
Yeah.
I was just like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
But after that, I'm like, it's starting to get interesting. Like I said, I'm starting to enjoy it because it's doing world building right now. It's really what it's doing, and I feel like the world that's being built seems to be pretty impressive. And the premise of like how it's gonna go is like it's kind of, I'm not, cause I don't want to give away anything, but it kind of is like One Punch Man meets like Grand Quest. What is it? The Shield Hero show. That one or something like that, where it's like the Shield Hero world meets One Punch Man. Is kind of what it feels like because you get it.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? That makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's
100%,
kind of like
100%.
that. Like there is like a One Punch Man kind of guy, but he also had kind of like the personality of the guy from like the Slime.
Yeah.
yeah.
You just learned some.
Yeah. He has
Makes
kind of
sense.
has the personality of the Slime, but has like the power of One Punch Man in the world of the Grand Crest War, or the Shield Hero. So it's unique.
Yeah.
I would say
It's
in that.
fun.
It is fun. Like it seems like it's gonna be fun. Obviously, I don't feel like I've gotten to the fun yet.
Yeah.
But the way that it's setting up the world, I'm just like, this could be some.
All right.
Like it seems really interesting because he has like.
I
a lot
really
of,
want Rob to watch it because it's like.
I want to
just
see
feel
what the
like it's-
minions in
yeah.
the show can do. Like his minions.
Yeah.
That's who I want to see. Like, cause there's some interesting, seemingly interesting characters on that show. That's just like, yeah, you're a dungeon person. You guard level 6, like
Yeah.
level 7, level 8, and I haven't seen anything from them yet. And I'm just like, he looks like he's really cool. Like he has a tail that looks like he's about to mess somebody. Like he's so smooth. Like
That's
his
the thing,
butler.
too, like anime stuff. We called it out on Demon Slayer. Like you know when the people are
gonna
be
be dope.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like even in this show, Kuroko is like, yo, they got a bright colored hair. You know they doing something.
Yeah,
Right.
like they don't color their hair that way in such a
Yeah.
noticeable way for them to be
You're not
shit.
gonna have this
Did you see-
orange sash and just be regular. Like
Did you see their like when Kuroko was saying that the other players didn't trust him anymore from the 5,
Yeah.
whatever. Did you notice that when they all turned and walked away, like each one of them had like a different hair color from the rainbow?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
did notice that
yeah.
because they've got like, obviously they have Kisei with yellow, you
Yeah.
got Midorima with blue, green, and then Aomine with blue, and then these other 2 random guys we never met, and it's like bright red and purple.
Yeah.
It's like nobody's got purple hair.
No.
I mean, obviously nobody's got blue hair either, but like, come on.
And Kuroko's hair is crazy to me. It's just like
Yeah.
he's a
it
baby
sounded
blue
like Rob
hair.
was telling a bad joke. He's like, "Come on,
Come on.
I mean,
know?
it's airline food I hear. You feel me?
All right, so what are y'all giving these 4 episodes?
3,000.
3,000? 5 episodes.
He Andre'd this shit. I'm sorry, these 5 episodes.
There you go.
You Andre 3000 this shit.
3,000. All right.
But you feel like this was better than the last 5
this show
episodes?
is all right.
Cam, do you know what Ice gave it last time?
It was somewhere around there. It was either 3 or 3,500. I know.
Do you know
it
what
wasn't
Ice's
higher than
score
that.
for last episode was?
Yeah,
3,000 exactly?
yeah.
So you're gonna stick to
I'm
it?
gonna stick to
Keeping
it,
it there.
You know what was mine last time? 42. Okay.
42,
Rob,
yeah.
what you got?
I think I went 4,000 last time. I'll put it up to 45. 4,500.
All
I
right.
do appreciate them losing.
Yeah, I was like, 'cause it was a little different.
You wanna
I thought
give
it
him a
was
little bit
bit
higher?
Interesting.
I give them 3,500.
Because at the end of this stretch of episodes, I was like, all right, I can see how the show can continue to go on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I would say I see why, if you're a fan of sports anime shows, like I could see this being appealing to you, but it just it doesn't appeal to me. It just doesn't. I look for something that challenges me a little bit, and this
honestly
isn't really doing it.
I can't imagine the person I'd recommend this show to.
Not a soul.
4,300.
I think too, and it's kind of and this kind of goes into my top 5. Like why my top 5 is the way it is. It's just the anime that I watched off the back. The same thing as like my first really sports anime outside of like fighting sports was Megalobox. So it's like any sports anime that I see after that, I'm comparing it to Megalobox.
Yeah.
So it's like if you're not even, this doesn't even kiss the feet of Megalobox.
Megalobox don't even need no gear to whoop their ass.
Facts. You can just go no gear, like,
right?
you know.
Gearless Joe and his hoe.
Gearless Joe and his hoe. So I mean, so I think that kind of just messes up the curve. Just like when, you know, like in curve in real school, like if somebody come and just fucking drops 110 on the test, you're like, God damn, like.
Yeah, because I do wonder, like, you're right, because same for me. I haven't really seen much sports anime. Like, I've heard Ace of Diamonds is pretty good. I think that's a baseball anime. Like, I don't know, maybe that'll end up being the next fan pick.
Right.
Who knows? But
fucking fan.
I mean, I do wonder if it's just like, if I'm not a fan of the genre, if it is just this show. You know what I mean? Because I liked Megalobox a lot.
Yeah, I liked it too.
But yeah, I'm gonna compare a lot of sports animes to that for sure. For sure.
All right, well, guys, that's it. I think we've established what we feel about today.
We done said it all.
We done set it off.
We done said it all.
We done set it off. So
the
go
show
ahead.
is.
Go ahead. Let's just put it out there, man. How do we find you?
You find me on Instagram, THEIYEXAM.
Yep.
Rob?
You can find me RV Danger on Instagram, RV Danger 44 on Twitter.
And I am Brennan, but you can find me on Facebook, Brennan Edwards Official, and at Mr. Producer Face on the gram.
Is your show over?
Nah, man. It's 8 episodes in right now. There's 12 in total, so it's a lot more.
Yeah, episode 9 coming out this weekend. Curse of Akakor. Tune in on Facebook Watch to see Brennan.
You don't need to do that.
And his hat.
Ass hat.
What's wrong with the hat, man?
It's a fuck ass hat.
It's a good hat, man.
Cam giving us the face like, all right.
All right, so thank you guys for tuning in for another episode of AnimeSHUN. Peace.
And so anime was solved forever.